Welcome back to the Magick Academy, January 2017. Are you ready for a new beginning this year? Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you how this full moon is going to give you that. Welcome back to the Magick Academy here on YouTube. I am so excited to share this information with you guys. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Take the time to do that right now. Become a part of the community here on Magick Academy. And let's get into it. Let's talk about this January full moon. This is the January moon from after December. Okay, let's see the dates. It goes from December 24th to January 20th. The full moon that fits in there between those dates is the number one, the one moon that starts off the Celtic calendar year. So this is moon number one of the 13 Celtic moons in a calendar year. And we start off with an awesome moon. This moon has some great meanings, you guys. Okay, so what's its name? What does it have to do with it? What's its meanings? Well, first, before we get into that, let me explain. Because I know when you're studying magic and you're studying magic on your own and correspondences and how to celebrate spots and everything, it gets kind of confusing because you're like, oh, what moon is this? What are we doing? Okay, there are many names for each moon. And the reason why is because the world didn't celebrate in one craft religion. That didn't exist. It doesn't exist now. It's more spanned. We have more of an opportunity to do that now because of media being able to reach out everywhere. We can know what each other's doing. We can pick and choose what we want to do from anywhere in the world. That's not the case a long time ago in the old world. In the old world, you had the religion that was around you or what you brought with you or what a stranger brought to you from another land, a traveler. So, that's what you practiced. And there was in your community, in your tribe, that was your religion. And so what names you went by in your religion and in your tribe may be different than what the one, someone next to you did. Just like the tribes, the Indian tribes in the United States, each tribe has a name for their full moon and how they celebrate their full moon. But two common ones, okay, that are known, that are celebrated, are the wolf moon and the cold moon. Those are two common names that are general terms now that we use for this January full moon. But what was the Celtic name for this January full moon that covered the dates of December 24th to January 20th? Well, this full moon was called the Birch moon, or the letter B. And Birch in the Gaelic pronunciation is like Beith, but that's not how it's pronounced. B-E-I-T-H is how it's spelled. That's how I would mentally pronounce it. But how it's pronounced is Bay, like B-A-Y or B-E-H. And its meaning is inception or beginnings. So that's amazing. So that's why we have this month. This is beginnings, the very beginning of our year. Okay. So the colors associated with this moon for Celtic moon, will mirror that associated with the birch tree. So silver and white. Okay. You'll also find brown for nature. And red for the goddess, okay, as well as black, because purification is a really big part of this moon's meanings. So you'll find all of those colors and correspondences for this moon. Foods will be nuts and seeds, because those are associated with beginnings and inception. And one cool little fact about the sap from the birch tree is that the Druids used to make maybe still do, I don't know, a wine. I know that there's recipes, I've read them online. You can get them online to take that sap and make a wine, and they would drink it at the spring equinox. Okay, so B. The birch tree is also known as the goddess tree, okay? Lady of the woods, and guardian of new beginnings, and bringer of light and new beginnings. Okay, so this tree is associated with new beginnings and the goddess. If you think about it, that's the meaning of Yule. That's what we had at Yule, at that solstice. Okay. So renewal and rebirth is a really big part of this meaning. The Druids saw this tree as being part of renewal and rebirth because the leaf of this tree is the first one. This is the first tree to leaf, or to get leaves after the winter. So that's why this is the tree number 1. Okay. The animal associated with this tree, because every Celtic tree has a Celtic animal associated with it. And some of them, it just depends on your belief or what you see. Some of them will be a little bit differently. One meaning is the white stag. The white stag is associated with this tree. So therefore, the god Lu is also associated with this full moon. The god Lu is celebrated at Lunasa in August. But here he's celebrated for his creativity and high ideas. Okay? Because the stag is associated also with high ideas and aspirations. So birch people, those born in this month, need goals, or they become depressed. They need to be aspiring at doing something all the time. So as soon as they finish a goal, they need to aspire for a new goal. So I mean, constantly, achieving. They like to achieve. They like to see high ideas about achievement. What can we achieve? What can we do? And not just think about it. They like to find a way to put it into action and make it happen. It's very exciting for them. Okay, so other magic associated with this tree, of course, let me just state them all. New beginnings. This tree is associated with the bringer of hope, because the goddess bringing us hope with Yule. Protection and protection of children. Purification and channeling of emotions. Creativity, changes, new beginnings. Also spells for support, shielding, and cleansing. Okay, so all those things that we need. Let me take you back to thinking about this. Before we had all these city buildings, okay, when we had tribes or homes that were like, on acreage, at this time of year, we didn't have buildings to keep an area warm. In a city block, a block area or an acre area was not kept warm. It was cold this time of year. And we were going to be going into the icy part of the year. So this is going to be, a very cold part of the year. So if you think about the prairie woman or man back then, how they would step out at this time of year and, look at the lay of the land. You see the winter and how it has affected everything. Your food source, nature, what you could see around you was your grocery store. Okay, so you saw the change, the transformation of death, of endings, and it was all around you. But right now, motivation, you needed that inspiration. So when you step outside right now at this full moon and you see the land and you saw those birch leaves just starting to get their leaves, it brought you hope. Hope of replenishment, hope of renewal, and hope of promise for life and new beginnings for the rest of the year. Okay, for every moon hereafter, for every part of the wheel of the year. So that is what this tree is associated with. That's what it did for us. It gave us that inspiration. It was our visual from the goddess that said, hey, yes, life is returning and renew. This is the phase. We are the cycle. It isn't linear. Turn that into a circle because we are renewing. See those leaves? We are now renewing. This cycle's going on. Okay, so again, the colors are silver, white, and red. Some include black for protection, and that's awesome. Do that, and also brown for golden brown because of the sap color, and for nature. Okay, so let's talk about the twigs of the birch tree. Did you know that the old-fashioned besoms were made from the twigs of the birch tree? So besom magic is really great. Cleansing magic using the besom is awesome this time of year. It's used to clean out the old spirits of last year and get rid of them to bring in your new year. Red ribbons were tied to the birch tree to ward off the evil eye. What were some other things about it? So, it's used for purification. The birch leaves and twigs are burnt for purification. Okay, so what can you do to bring that inspiration into your life? Okay, think about the goddess and her magic. What she's capable of. Change. And I don't mean change like, oh, okay, things are going to change. We're going to lose stability. That's not what we're talking about. When we're talking change and transformations, we're talking about as a magical person, as a magical deity, showing that to you. She's showing you that that's her ability, like a superhero, okay, that has the ability to transform. And to change, in other words, she uses that for her advantage and to our advantage, okay, to help us all out. So those transformations are beneficial for all of us to make way for new things. And no, sometimes we don't like our endings, but without those endings, we don't get our new beginnings. So, get ready for the transformation she's had ready for you because it's going to be awesome. Okay, so for this moon, what you can do is make your goals. First, before you do that, what I would do is think about the pioneer man or the pioneer woman stepping out and seeing that winter landscape. And of course, what you're seeing is the absence of fruitfulness. There's no fruitfulness or fruit-bearing trees or anything going right now. So think about that feeling in that moment in your life. You might be there right now where you feel like your business has reached dead ends. You feel like your relationships with family or anyone else has reached a dead end, or you feel like you're about to. Okay, then just pause. And remember the lesson that she's trying to teach us here with this birch tree. And that is one of strength. Because the birch tree is a very strong wood. And a very beautiful wood. Okay? So it's one of strength and beauty that we're trying to learn here. And that is, okay, so we've got this dead end. Transformations are happening. You've got new leaves sprouting for a new season, for a new cycle. Life is around you. Life is appearing. Look for where it's appearing, okay? And be inspired by that. Find your hope. Also, don't just wait for it to happen. One thing that we did as a people in the world, when we came from, migrating to where food was for the seasons to becoming a standstill kind of people and building cities and being able to farm and harvest food, we learned the lesson of, hey, we are going to use the cycle of the sun, of fertility, the cycle of fertility. And we're going to take and plant when it's optimal time to do so, to reap the biggest harvest that we can when the season is giving. And when the season is taking, we're going to take. Okay, not harshly, but, harvest. So that's what we do. We continue that cycle. So now is the time for you to think about what you want and begin planting. So visualize your goal. What do you want? What do you want your business to be? What do you want it to transform into? Not where it is now, not an empty forest that it is now, but think of it as a full forest. Make that visual goal. And then, you're going to aspire to do that. And how you're going to do that is make your goals. What are the top 3 to 5 things that you can do that's going to get you closer to that goal? There are responsible things that you can do that is going to help you accomplish that full forest in your life. Okay, and then once you do that, then you take those goals and you put a time schedule on them. When do you need to have goal number 1 finished? Goal number 1 might not be able to be finished. That could be your biggest work. Maybe you need to start with goal number 5, whichever it is. Assign each one a time frame, like a month, in a week. I need this done by February. I need this done by, and then after you set your time frames for those, then you can break those down into smaller things, like the steps I need to take to finish each one of those goals. And then you're set. Then you've got your year planned out and you're ready to reap your rewards. Okay, so get ready for your new beginnings, visualize them, and that's how to put it into practical use. But how can you do it magically? Magically, it's really simple. Write it down on a piece of paper, fold it towards you, and you can put it under your pillow. You could put it in a slip in your purse, and manifest it. You can take every single day and hold your purse or wherever you've placed it and visualize it again. Get excited like when you were a kid and you tore a picture out of a book and went like, I'm going to Disneyland. I'm going to get there. And some people never made it there. That's okay, because you made it to other things. You may not realize it, but there were other choices that you were able to have instead. So just manifest it every day. You're going to get there. Okay, so I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for some more videos. I will be going over the moons hopefully every month. And maybe this year I'll be able to get a full 13 moon video for the year. That'd be awesome. Thank you guys. Blessed be. Happy full moon and happy new beginnings.
Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget, I've got more videos on my channel for you to tune into, and find me on the social media linked below in the description. Thank you so much. Blessed be.